Today, we're going to connect the dots on a story that honestly feels like it's been ripped straight from a spy thriller. We are talking about a multi-front war, one that's being fought not just on the borders, but in cyberspace, out on the high seas, and deep in the shadows of our own cities.
So on one front, you've got this massive 40,000 crore rupee deal to forge India's next naval hammer. And then, on another, a sophisticated enemy spy ring using everyday tech, things you see all the time, to watch our every single move.
And at the same time, playing out globally, there's this high-stakes information war between superpowers that could literally disrupt the world's entire oil supply.
Now you've got to stay to the end because some shocking things I'm going to reveal in this video. Let's get back to the video. See, these aren't just separate headlines that you scroll past. They are all deeply interconnected pieces of a much larger puzzle.
So how does a local spy in some city connect to a brand new warship and a global oil dispute? Well, today we're going to trace all those connections, from digital surveillance on our own streets to the high-tech arms race at sea, and we're going to uncover the very real human cost behind all these headlines. Let's get into it. Okay, so our story begins, believe it or not, on a regular street in Ghaziabad. Not in some covert bunker. It's here that a local beat constable's sharp eye unraveled what might be one of the most sophisticated espionage modules ever run by Pakistan's ISI on Indian soil.
So far, 22 people are in custody. And look, this was not some loose network. It was a highly organized cell. At the very top, you had a guy named Sohail Malik from Meerut acting as the direct link to the handlers back in Pakistan. A key recruiter, Sani Iram, who went by the codename Mehek, worked right alongside him. And their strategy? It's something intelligence agencies call technical human, basically using technology to supercharge human intelligence gathering.
But here's the truly cunning part of this whole operation. It was who they recruited. The ISI deliberately went after Hindu youths and even minors from poor families. Now, the logic behind this is just chillingly simple. Operatives with Hindu names wouldn't raise the same red flags for our intelligence agencies. For a pretty small payment, sometimes just a couple of thousand rupees, they turned vulnerable individuals into assets.
So this begs the crucial question, right? How did they actually manage this? I mean, real-time surveillance, all the way from across the border? Well, the answer lies in a very clever use of just off-the-shelf technology. Their method was simple, but it was frighteningly effective. The module installed these solar-powered CCTV cameras in strategic locations. Now, because they're solar-powered, they don't need to be wired to the grid, which makes them incredibly hard to detect. Each camera was fitted with a SIM card, which allowed it to transmit a live video feed over the cellular network. Handlers in Pakistan could then just log into a special app and watch everything. Get this, one camera they placed near the Sonipat railway station streamed live footage for 18 straight days before it was finally discovered. 18 days! And the scale of this operation, it was ambitious. Their ultimate goal was to monitor the entire corridor of troop and equipment movement all the way from Delhi to Kashmir, with a plan to install at least 50 of these cameras. This whole episode has just exposed a gaping hole in our national security. India has no centralized regulation for CCTV hardware. The government is now finally considering mandatory STQC certification. That's a government-led standard for safety and quality to make sure all camera hardware is secure from this kind of tampering.
So, as India is confronting these kinds of internal threats, it's also making a massive statement on the world stage. It's building a powerful deterrent with a truly historic investment in its naval power.
The Ministry of Defense is finalizing a deal for 8 brand-new next-generation corvettes, a project valued at around 40,000 crore rupees. Now, this isn't just about adding more ships to the fleet, it's about a generational leap in capability.
So what makes these new corvettes so special? Well, compared to the aging ships they're replacing, these things are practically invisible to enemy radar, all thanks to a low radar cross-section. They are faster, hitting speeds over 27 knots, but the real game changer, it's the armament. They're going to carry the BrahMos missile, which is capable of hitting not just ships, but also targets deep inland. They're designed to be a high-speed hammer for the Indian Navy. And this new naval power, it isn't just for show. No, it has immediate, real-world applications. Right now, as we speak, with tensions escalating in West Asia, Indian warships are actively escorting our fuel tankers through the very dangerous Strait of Hormuz. The Navy Chief, Admiral R. Hari Kumar, has himself highlighted the growing threat from drones and naval mines in these critical sea lanes. This naval buildup is directly linked to protecting India's vital energy supply lines.
And that brings us to the global chessboard. The situation in the Persian Gulf is a complete powder keg, and India finds itself navigating this really complex information war between the United States and Iran that directly impacts our energy security and, of course, the global price of oil.
It all kicked off with this post on Truth Social from Donald Trump. He claimed to have had very productive talks with Iran and that, as a result, he was pausing any potential strikes on their energy sector for 5 days. Now, a statement like that is designed to do one thing: immediately impact oil markets by suggesting things are cooling down.
But Iran's response was swift, and it was furious. The Iranian speaker, Mohammad Bagher Khalibaf, publicly dismissed Trump's claim as, and I quote, fake news and psychological warfare. He asserted it was just a tactic to manipulate oil prices and to find a way for the US and Israel to back out of a difficult situation. This war of words just shows you how volatile the region is, where a single statement can send shockwaves through the global economy, directly affecting the price you and I pay for fuel.
All right, so from high-stakes geopolitics to something, well, something almost unbelievable. While India is busy dealing with real spies, a fictional one in a Bollywood movie has somehow managed to create genuine panic right across the border. The movie is called Dhurandhar 2, and it depicts an Indian spy operating in Pakistan. Okay, so following its release, viral videos started circulating in Pakistan showing police raids in Karachi, with all these claims that authorities were conducting a massive operation to hunt for Indian agents. The reality, of course, is totally different. The videos are old, they're unrelated to clips of anti-drug raids, but it's a bizarre testament to the power of a good story, showing how fictional narratives can have a real-world psychological impact. I mean, even former cricketer Shai Afridi commented that he's now scared to speak freely because anyone could be an Indian agent. It's incredible.
Okay, let's pivot back to hard power and some really cutting-edge technology. Because beyond the immediate threats from Pakistan and in the Middle East, India is playing a long game in the Indo-Pacific, and that requires staying ahead in a silent, invisible technological arms race.
And the key to this long game is one word: stealth. India is finalizing a deal with Japan for this incredible piece of technology called the Unicorn Radar. It stands for Unified Complex Radio Antenna. Now, instead of a warship's typical forest of antennas sticking up everywhere, this system integrates everything: communications, radar, electronic warfare, into a single, sleek dome. This dramatically reduces the ship's radar signature, basically making it a ghost on enemy screens. It's a direct counter to China's extensive efforts to map the undersea environment for submarine warfare.
From spies using simple CCTV cameras to warships running silent with stealth masks, we've covered the tech, we've covered the strategy, but you know, at the heart of national security, there's always a human element, and often a human cost. And so as we wrap this up, it's so important to remember why all of this really matters. We honor the Assam Rifles, our oldest paramilitary force, on their raising day. We also remember the ultimate sacrifice of officers like Lieutenant Kiran Shekhawat and Sub-Lieutenant Abhinav Nagori, who were lost in a naval aircraft crash. Every technological advancement, every busted spy ring, it's all part of a constant, never-ending watch kept by these brave men and women to keep our nation safe.
And this brings us to our final question for you. In an era of these constant, evolving threats, from spies using simple tech to drones on the high seas, and these complex geopolitical rivalries, is advanced technology becoming India's ultimate and most essential shield? It's a complex question, and we'd love to hear what you think in the comments below. For more explainers that connect the dots on global events like this, make sure you subscribe to this channel for the latest updates. Jai Hind.